This video is all about past life regression. This is all about past life regression. What am I going to cover in this brief video? What exactly is it? Who can benefit from it? And how is it done? Let me turn the video around, turn the camera around so you can get a little bit of scenery while I talk. All right, so now let's start. What is past life regression? Now, apart from what your thoughts may be in terms of past lives and rebirth and how many soul lives you have, there is undoubtedly the idea that past life may be a metaphor. It may be a state where, or a dimension where you, in some way, carry out activity, can get insights, talk to other people, remember things in your past life or in other dimensions. Now, of course, like I said in the beginning, independently from what you believe, past life regression is carried out under hypnosis. And right away, we have to say that when we talk of hypnosis, a lot of people start thinking that, well, what does that mean? I mean, does that mean that I'm going to have to be, will my body raise from the ground? Will something happen to me? What kind of thing is that, Now, I've been doing past life regression for a number of years. And when I trained, obviously part of the training was that you had to go through practice clients and you had to write long reports and the practicum period that is generally carried out in the number of hours, the number of days, and so on, with services and individuals. So initially, very early on, one of my practice clients was a very dear friend of mine, Maria, and she said to me, "Oh, I really could use this. I really could use this. I wish that it would work for me." Okay, and she said, "Look, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You can do whatever you want. It's just not going to work." And every session that I have, and here goes the bells, it's probably a quarter after, it's 10 every 15 minutes. Hi to everybody who's in my room. I'll get to the end, and if you have any questions, then I'll interact with you. So let me turn again the camera. So she started, I sat her down, and every single session I audio record, because I like to give the clients, and it's very much a part of the session, because the clients need to go back and listen and see exactly what was done and what was said. They learn from it. Now, we did, how is it done? There obviously are several different parts. I won't go into the ins and outs of it. This is not a training video on past life regression, but there are certain stages, and there are stages where you prepare the client. There are stages where you tell them, like I'm telling you, what past life regression is all about, what hypnosis is all about. And then there is a phase when they slowly go into hypnosis. And it's a phase that we all, in one moment of the day or not, or one or very many more days, hours during the day, occurs to us. It happens to us regularly. Now, what was in her case, as soon as she went into the state of hypnosis, she started, of course, I was prompting her and I was asking her questions, and she then came forth with a number of information, a number of bits of information, where she was, who she had seen, how she felt, what these persons meant for her, what role they had in her life. And it was astounding. It was astounding. And usually the session, the first session, because I have found, professionally I can say, that it usually takes one, but generally two sessions for people to feel they've got a hold on their life, they understand their issues, and they know how to deal with them. They find the key to unlock why they were acting that way. What was that obsessive behavior all about? What triggered it? And what are their triggers? And even with my friend Maria, she was astounded, and in her case, it just lasted a very short time because we knew each other and it was different. But in the beginning, the first session usually takes about 90 minutes. The first half hour to get to know the issues and understand how, for me, the hypnotherapist, how to proceed with how to adapt to the client's needs. Now, by far, that's where the key is for hypnotherapists. The most difficult part of hypnotherapy and past life regression is to understand what script, what storyline, how to get that specific person into hypnosis and ready to bring up information, depending on what their issues are and depending on their context, where they grew up, their background, their educational background, their beliefs, and so on and so forth. And that is the real challenge for past life regressionists, actually. Now, this is more in a nutshell, let's say, what past life regression is. Who is it for? Who can benefit from this? Now, if you go online, you will find so much information about past life regression and how it's done, who it can benefit. And you will find also that people who have obsessive behavior can improve from this, that can learn from this, can benefit from this. And there are many hypnotherapists and regressionists that work with alcoholism, drug addiction, dietary difficulties, losing weight, smoking, addictive behavior. In my case, I work specifically with people who have emotional issues in relation to other people. It could be a loved one, a person that you are in love with who, let's say, you have lost your head over. You've lost your head over. You can't, they are in the windmills of your mind. You cannot get rid of them. Just yesterday, a client wrote to me, why am I thinking about them so much? Why? And so it's very common. It is very common. That is one of the issues that I constantly deal with. Now, in a specific case, I'll give you an example. A client came to me for other services, and I got to know her, and she had had a relationship with a man, and it broke up. It split up. All of a sudden, he was missing in action. All of a sudden, he didn't communicate with her any longer, and she was floored. She was heartbroken, and we suggested together. We came to the conclusion that perhaps past life regression would suit her. But she also had a number of issues. Family issues, her relationship with her mom, her relationship with her dad. She was a divorcee, and her relationship with men in general. This was haunting her, and she thought maybe she could learn from this. And it worked extremely positively. And there were other things involved. She was a person who had dreams, and she wanted to be a writer, and she had never put pen to paper. She had, but sporadically, but even in my readings with her, it came out that her path was in writing and creative expression. And within the year, she started blogging. She started putting pen to paper in different forms. And it does take time. It takes time for you to process exactly what you go through within these past life regression sessions, because the symbols are so chock full with importance, metaphorical importance, emotional importance. They unlock the key to very many different issues that you may not even know you have. So this is more or less the type of work that I do with past life regression. The majority of cases concern fear in relation to how to act with others, fear in relation to how to communicate with others, fear in relation to relations, actual family relations that you have had and do not know how, what they're all about and why they are so difficult to process for you. Now, the last part was, I can't even remember. Yeah, well, how is it done, I guess. We covered that. We covered, let's see. We covered the type of work I do, and with past life regression, and the number of sessions. Yes, like I said, usually one session will work. 2 is the average. I have never done more than 2 sessions for any one person. Of course, instead of continuing with past life regression, people opt for different services than some form of coaching or even simple readings. So this is something to be considered, because it really, what is interesting, and the most interesting part of past life regression is that it helps you in a very fast way. You don't have to go through years of psychotherapy, because the answers you need are unlocked in a matter of hours. And you yourself do the work. You yourself dive into the different dimensions, and the answers come. Also, a lot of questions are raised whether, even after clients listen to their audio recording and they ask themselves, was I really going down a path of past life, or was I making it up? Sometimes, because they're awake, and they ask themselves. And these are questions, these are moot questions, really, because let's say, well, the obvious answer there is that irrespective of what it was, the most important factor is what was said and what was gleaned from your mind being in a different place. And that alone has its great significance. Now, I'd like to open to questions. If you are there, you have any questions about this. In future, I'm going to produce brief videos with that have contain, say, a 5-minute session from past life regression client that I had, just so you can understand the type of language or the type of wording and the way the session is done and what they actually do and see and reveal to themselves, which is interesting. If there is any, and of course with the client's permission, this will be done. And then I'll open again to questions then. But now, if you have any questions concerning past life regression or anything at all, I'm open for questions. I'll be reading you. Okay, can depression, anxiety, or addiction be prevalent with something that happened in a past life? Absolutely. Absolutely. We are all the products of our lives. But I have to admit, and I have to caution you, that every action whether it's done in this life or past life, is your responsibility. It is a decision that you made, and hence it is something that you yourself has caused. So first off, we have to remember that we have to take our responsibility. We have to own up to our responsibilities. Whether it was, of course, you're in this life, in the past life, you don't know what was what was done. So, but that's, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? Depression is a really particular state of mind, a state, and it would be. Let's see. I am very interested in having this done. Sounds fascinating. Fantasia, good. You will find the link below. I think the first service listed is past life regression. Take a look and write to me. Go through my website. You can order it there directly. Can past life regression shed light on certain soul contracts and ancestral karma to be revoked? Yes and no. By far the most important service that does lineage affect us in the 4th? Yes, obviously our context, everything to do with our family and the people who cross our lives are important. Now back to the other question about soul contracts and the like. I offer a service that's called soul therapy. That is where all the negative attachments are dealt with. The people who cross our paths, who they are, what the storyline was, and they are cleared. In past life regression, you can obviously go to different dimensions, and you do, and you see actual persons. You see them, you feel them, you see, and you may not give them names, but you can understand the dynamics and the energy that derives from them, and that alone will make you understand that there is something there. And then in the future you might want to deal with them about in terms of clearing and understanding even more, because it's not just one soul contract that you usually find. Negative attachments come from a number of different dynamics, even the houses you live in. Can past life regressions help me understand social anxiety? Absolutely. Can we clear past karma attachments records from time and energy transfer? Yes. Now, again, I have to refer you to soul therapy for that. I've heard of the Akashic records, but I have no knowledge. I work with soul therapy, and that is reading the Akashic records. How can I sign up for the monthly? Can you write that again, because it went too fast? I think you're talking about joining as a private member. Okay, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Repetitive patterns, obsessive patterns, those can be worked with in past life regression. But the bottom line is, for all of the contracts, curses, there's so many things I can't go into now. Past life regression works in another way. It is soul therapy. Related to job and social anxiety, yes. There was another question. I answered this already. There was another question that I wasn't able to read. It was too fast. I'm sorry I didn't get to that. Maybe you let it pop up again, because I'm working from my phone and I can't see the other questions listed below. But these two services, both soul therapy and past life regression, are two different things, but they are similar in many ways. Obviously, there are price ranges. There are different prices they are, because soul therapy deals with a massive clearing on a level that is, and it gives you information about your soul's purpose that past life regression doesn't deal with. Past life regression targets obsessive behavior and makes you understand where your issues and how your issues can be. Whoa, sorry about that for those of you who get dizzy. All right, well, I'll give it, I'll put it into this video. If there are no more questions, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. And like and share the video. That would be great. subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming back in a week or so with a video on past life regression where there's a session there. But go to, yeah, how can I sign up for a private membership for $5 a month? Thank you. Okay, Victoria, that was it. On my video, and if you're on a phone, hi Just, if you're on a phone, you may not see the join button. There is a join button that's white background, blue writing. You push that and it'll give you all the information. If you're on a laptop, that is where you probably will see it. Under my banner on my YouTube channel, there's a join button. Push that. But you can interact through your phone. Once you become a member, I post messages and readings and Q&A sessions, private Q&A sessions on my community section on my channel. Okay. Au revoir. Let me say goodbye. Bye-bye. And we'll see. I'll be coming up with, in about a few minutes on the Aquarius September. Bye-bye.